How do I where do I begin and how do I start? Well, let me just first start off by saying happy birthday to my mom. Her birthday was on 420. Go figure. So shout out to all the 420 heads, but happy birthday to my mother queen, an amazing mother, amazing woman, an amazing human being, and loves life, loves her children, and has a heart of love helping people. That's just who she is. So her birthday was very, 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 very well celebrated. I had gone over after work on Thursday, and to tell you the way that door was opening and closing repeatedly with so many gifts and cards and cakes and hugs and kisses and thank you for this and thank you for that. I've always told my mom, I said, you are so wealthy and rich in who you are as a person. You know, sometimes you don't have to be rich and wealthy in material things or in money. You know, sometimes I believe that God blesses us with wealth and riches and helping other people and having a great heart and just doing the right thing, and that describes my mother down to a T. So happy birthday, diva. Happy birthday, mother queen. We love you and we are so happy that God is here and has his hand on you. So another year around the sun, we won't complain. So I hope you enjoyed your birthday, baby girl. So anyway, yeah, so we decided, to take her out for her birthday, celebrate with a little dinner. And, it was okay. It was good. It was good just to see, the majority of my brothers and sisters. We all celebrated her day. My nieces and nephews came and a few of her friends, and they came and celebrated the day with us. So it was good. But I was a little pressed for time because I needed to get back home so I can get to you guys and work on my show and do what I need to do. And I know you guys are going to hear me saying this a lot, and you're probably tired of hearing it because I'm tired of saying it, but I'm going to keep saying it. I have to do better with my time management skills. I promise you, it's going to get better. I can't tell you when. I'm always talking about it's going to be better this week, next week. Shit, I don't know. We going to get there, damn it, but just work with your sister and continue to give me that love and that support. I really appreciate you guys so much for doing that. So you guys already know the vibe. You already know the vibe. Go and find me. You don't have to find me no more. Go follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all those other amazing platforms. As you guys know, that this podcast show is being recorded, so you can also catch me and get to see me finally. There was some hiccups last week, guys, and the following week with my microphone. Well, let me explain to y'all what happened. Okay. I thought it was the station, I'm being honest, but it wasn't. So my apologies. I said it in my mind. But what had happened was the microphone, the microphone that I have, it's a dial. So the dial allows you to turn it on low. In the middle, it turns red, which means that the microphone is off. And then when you turn it towards the green, it means that the microphone is loud. So in the beginning, it indicate blue, which indicates that the microphone is low. And the middle, when it's red, it indicates that the microphone is off. And then when it's green, it indicates that the volume is high. Of course, your intelligent Diva D here had it on blue. So when I finally found out what was going on, I was like, okay, fine, cool, I'll take care of it. I received so many text messages in my inbox. I mean, text messages on my phone last week, which is fine because you know what it goes to show me? It went to show me that so many of y'all was really paying attention. So I wasn't even mad when y'all was talking about DJ, your microphone, your mic, turn your mic up. We can't hear, we can't hear. So as much as I could have gotten frustrated, but I had to learn this is all through trial and error. So I thank you guys and I thank you for even continuously supporting me. So I got the situation fixed. I am not using my microphone at this moment because when I tried to use it a little while ago, it was all on red. I was literally getting a little frustrated. So I just said, you know what, bump that, put it on the side. So I am talking through my speaker on my laptop, and I know you guys can hear me because I done went and played this back about 5 to 6 times and made sure that y'all can hear me. So I hope you guys can hear me. And as we go along, it will get better and better and better. Okay. So let's not get it twisted. So anyway, let's just jump into this topic for today. Well, guys, you're going to be a little upset. I mean, with me, I like who really cares, especially if the guy's upset. Nobody got time for that. But no, I love you guys. Anyway, I'm here. I'm sipping on the tequila 1800 tequila. I'm having that with a little it's no sugar Minute Maid. lemonade. So it tastes good. It's really good. And if you can see my glass, my sister made me this glass a long time ago. As you see, has my logo on the front. Good Diva Den. Yes, that's your girl. That's me. That's me. That's me. And I said, let me put this on so I can show you guys. And yes, my sister make glasses. So if you want any glasses with your logo on it, let me know. I'll definitely holler and shout my sister out. And we're doing t-shirts. And we listen, we got our hands in everything right now. So we're doing a little bit of everything. Okay. Sister don't win and got her LLC, got her EIN number, about to head down to this bank next week so I can open this business account. I just got so much going on, but I'm so excited. But anyway, back to the topic. So this topic is really going to ruff a lot of feathers. And at this point, I don't care if it don't apply, let it fly. But I needed to talk about it because I was having a girls talk with a few of my associates. I learned now not to say friends because I I have one, and I'm learning how to categorize people in certain categories now. Everybody ain't your damn friend. So I was talking with a few of my associates and the topic came up where one of the sisters was talking about how she is so disappointed and so upset that there was a time in her relationship where she had to wear the pants and the skirt. And you guys already know, let me take these glasses off. You guys already know that was right up my alley. Had my hand up. I'm doing that Tamar. You know how Tamar take the hand and point to herself like I can identify. I sat there and I was like, here we go, because I'm ready. Because definitely, I knew I definitely could identify with what she was saying. So sister girl was saying that, she's tired of always having to wear the pants and the skirt in a relationship. And, she went around and she was asking everybody, like, have you ever had this experience? Have you ever had? And a few sisters was like, no, I didn't experience that. A lot of them were with their spouses or with their husbands for a long time. So they never experienced that. When she pointed to me, I said, well, let me tell you something, honey. You about to preach it to the choir. I said, me and you can go all day because I have always had to wear the pants and the skirt in my relationships. And they all looked at me like, really? I said, listen, I ain't no future in front of you. Okay. I ain't gonna sit here and try to act like, I didn't have my share. But let me be honest. So we were talking about it and she shared her story, and it's so unfortunate. I can identify with damn near everything that homegirl was saying. I could promise you on a scale of 1 to 10, I was able to identify with at least a good 8.5. And that's a lot. And it made me think about it. And I had to come home and I thought about it and I said, damn, it reminds me of myself. And let me tell you, because like I said, I don't ever have a problem with telling my stories. At the end of the day, you guys are gonna know it. If you don't know now, this is week number 5. Y'all should already know. Like Diva D, she's very transparent. She's gonna speak her piece. She's gonna say what she wanna say. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna always speak the truth. So I'm not gaining nothing, especially when it comes to me telling my story. I don't never give another person a pen to write my story. I tell my own story. So I don't have shit to hide from nobody. Okay. So I thought about it and I said, wow. Now let me tell you about why I say I always had to wear the pants and the skirt. So in my lifetime, I've had 5 relationships. I'm not talking situationships. And if you don't know what that means, then too bad for you. We're not talking about the situationships, and there was plenty, and it was all right. But we're talking about relationships. I've had 5 relationships in my life, and I can promise you, out of the 5 relationships, I had one where I didn't have to wear the pants and the skirt. That one relationship that I had, I'm gonna take accountability because I know that I really bumped that up. I know I did, and I was young, I was wild, and I just really messed up. But I got a chance to really, really not do anything. You have no idea what that means as a woman. Meaning that in that relationship at the time, I probably was maybe between 31, 32. And I'm just going to use the acronym. I'm going to use the acronyms BB, and he was amazing. He was amazing. I knew that I knew that he was that person. First of all, my father never gravitated to any of me and my sister boyfriends. Okay. My father always looked at them like, nah, something ain't right about them. But when I realized that my mother and my father and my brothers and my sisters and my whole entire family, they just took to this man. This man said to me, he was like, I don't want you to do anything but get up in the morning and be the best diva D that you can be. Be the best D that you can be. I got this. This man was a father for, worked for DOE in Brooklyn. And this man, when I tell you, and when my brothers and sisters that is listening to this platform, I'm talking about my brothers and sisters, they can attest to you guys. That was the only man that I had in my life that I didn't have to do absolutely positively anything. That meant I never had to ask for anything. It was always, what do you need? Write down what I can get. And back then, there wasn't texting. See, when I met him, I think don't laugh, y'all. I think the damn voice streams phones and it was either the voice stream phones or the damn Sprint flip phones that just came out. But it wasn't no texting back then. But he was just amazing. I remember when I just got hired for Time Warner Cable, I think it was 2000. And I had to go for a 2-week training right out here in Whitestone in Queens. And he had to go down to Georgia for 2 weeks to go get his children. And he said to me, he said, listen, I'm going to go to Georgia in another couple of weeks, but let me make sure that you're good. Brother came up in here, loaded that refrigerator and them cabinets up with food, made sure at the time, I'm okay, guys, it was a Sprint flip phone. That's what it was. Made sure that Sprint phone bill was paid, made sure this house phone was paid, made sure that everything, he just made sure that everything was taken. I didn't have to ask for nothing. He left me, I think at the time he left me with about $600-700. He just made sure that I was good. I'm saying all that because, I got to share my story because I want you guys to understand why I am the way I am and how I evolved to be the amazing, no tolerant, unapologetic, strong Black woman that I am today. Because you got to realize it's levels to this shit. We just don't get this way overnight. This is through tears and mistakes and making mistakes after mistakes and learning and growing and keep going. And a lot of people can think that sometimes our storytelling can be a little long. I know mine can be a little long-winded, and that's okay. But people are really like, yo, sis, talk your shit, speak your story, tell your truth. And I'm going to do it anyway. If you don't like it, turn it down. But anyway, he made sure he was the only guy out of the 5 relationships that I had, seriously, that made sure that I was good. And we were together probably for about 5 years. Truthfully speaking, he's supposed to be my husband. But I messed that up. But I say that to say he was the one that set the tone for anybody that I dealt with going forward. I already knew what it was like to just be at peace, no worries. This man was not only the provider, but he was the protector. And he loved me. And we had a different type of connection, though. That connection between me and him, I can't even describe it. I can't describe it. I know that the universe brought it together, but him and I had a different type of connection. It was so intimate. And I'm not talking more on a physical. I'm talking about on an intellectual. We talked about everything. I never had to ask this man for anything. This man would get paid every 2 weeks on a Thursday. And where he worked in Brooklyn, he worked not too far from where I live. Like I said, he worked with DOE every 2 week on a Thursday, and my sisters can attest to this shit. I know they on this thing. Listen, like, wow, sis, like you really took it there, but you ain't lying. Every 2 weeks, this man will come through this door on his payday, and he will put that money over there, and he will make sure that I had everything. But let me tell you what's the beauty of everything that he did. I made sure I reciprocated. That's how that went. So it wasn't so much he was doing what he needed to do for me, and I knew what I needed to do for him. So if he was hungry, if he needed his clothes taken care of, if he needed me to do anything for him, I made sure. And I tell you something, I also went to him and said, babe, what do you need me to do? So I kind of know what it's like to just wear the dress. And as we all know, as women, it's cute to just wear the dress. Who the hell want to wear the pants and the skirt? So it's unfortunate that our relationship didn't go where it was supposed to go. Like I said, I'll take a part in that because of when I was wild back then, I was really, I was a mess. But that's fine. We still remain friends to this day. Do you know that he is still the sound voice? I remember years ago in a relationship that I was in, I was very devastating about maybe 5, 6 years ago. I remember him and I were talking about it, and he said, "You got to understand, Deidre, it takes a certain type of man to really, really take the time out to understand you, to know you, and to love you. Because what man comes into your life that wouldn't love you? What man that come into your life that wouldn't want to do right with you? When a man come into your life and he's not doing right, his intentions was never to do right. He said, I know because I studied you. I watched you. I know how you move. I think I knew sometime more what you was thinking before. So he broke it down to that degree. He said, you are always going to go through things with certain men because a lot of these men intentions are not good. And I learned so much from him. And he, like I said, he's always been my voice in my ear. And I told him, I said, I'm never, ever, ever, ever gonna dumb down. I'm never gonna lower my standards no more. I said, because you set the bar so high because I finally got a chance to really see and feel what it's like for a man to love a woman. And it really set the bar high. Now, as we all know, as much as I said that shit back then, I done fell and bumped my head because that love, let me tell you, love make you overlook shit, make you forget shit, make you catch his ass and 50,000 lies and overlook it. So I done been there. But I had to learn how to allow my heart to catch up with my mind. So that relationship taught me that, damn, you don't have to wear the pants and the skirt. And I really had to. Wearing the pants and the skirt in a relationship for a woman, we have no respect for you. I'm going to tell you that off the rip. If any woman that I know that's wearing the pants and the skirt and she's respecting her spouse at the same time, shame on you. If I have to wear the pants and the skirt, my levels of respect to you, I have no respect for you. Because as a man, your job, again, that's your job. That's your responsibility. A lot of women ain't going to say it. A lot of women are scared to say it. I'm not afraid to say it. A man's job, when he decides, this came from my father, a 95-year-old OG. So there's absolutely positively nothing that you men can ever tell me. Okay. My father always said to me and my sisters, when you get a man, you become his responsibility. You don't need to call me or come and ask me for shit. You don't need to ask me for anything. You are that man's responsibility. And he needs to know as a woman, I don't care if she's working Monday through Sunday from 9 to 5, a woman is always going to need something. But I sometimes think that a lot of men see women like myself and like a lot of other women that I know that is educated, working, well reserved. We have our own. They come into our place. Our place is beautiful. It's comfortable. It's cozy. It's modern. It's updated. We the it girls. And I think that a lot of men see that in us and they look at like, nah, she don't really need nothing. And it's like, I really believe for me, and I don't know how many women really, really can, kind of sort of look at that from a different, to say, what, sis, I can identify. I think that a lot of times men look at us like that when they come into a woman's home or when they come into a woman's life and they meet her and they see that she's high maintenance. And high maintenance ain't all the time material things, guys. High maintenance could be she's very well educated, she's very well reserved. It's a certain way that she carry herself. It's a certain type of people that she chooses to be around. There's a certain way that she has about life. She's just different, right? And I think that men see that and they look at like, nah, she don't really need shit. Like, really, that's what we doing, my ninja? Like, you wrong. So they come in and they see in their eyes, you have everything. But as a woman, when is it ever enough? See, this is my motto, and this is what I live with going forward in my life. That's why I said relationship for me right now, that shit is a dub. I ain't got time to be sitting no woman's sun face. The next man that come into my life, if he cannot come and do for me what I can't do for myself, then brother, go on about your business. But I don't think in any relationship that a woman should have to wear the pants and the skirt. If that's the case, then she should be bending you over at night. Okay. She should be the one treating you like the woman, and she should be the man. And then for a man, see the men that I've had in my relationships, besides that one out of the five, majority of them literally sat there and watched me struggle. I'm being honest, dead ass. Literally, sometimes, you will sit there like, wow. Like how is it that you can look at a woman and be with her and claim that you love her and see her struggle and you're not trying to help her? Because do you think by far she love you? One thing I know about a woman, if a woman is a ride or die, and if she love you, and if she want the best for you, believe you me, I know chicks that sometimes pay their rent late just to help their man. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not. That's what love do. My man's a little messed up. He got a ticket, or they plan on towing his car, or maybe he had a bad week, because I get it. I'm not looking for him to have it all the time, but I'm looking for him to have it all the time. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So wearing the pants and a skirt, we tired of that. Like, who's still doing that? Nobody wants a man to just, first of all, oh God, I have to say it. God, forgive me, but I'm going to say it. Let me say this, brothers. Okay, majority of the time, y'all sex game ain't even all that anyway. Let me take a sip. God damn, I done got started. It's the tequila. Majority of the time, brothers, let me be the first to step on these egos up in here. But 90% of the time, the sex ain't all that. You know, we could fake it because I faked it. God knows I faked it. I can fake that shit and have a ninja thinking that he done is sitting on top of the world. That's real talk. 90% of the time, it ain't even about the sex, very seriously. We can sometimes be so attracted to your style. We can be attracted to your swag. It can be that you in the in crowd. Not only that, but we know that every woman wants you and we got you, and the fact that we got you, we like, yeah, girl. 90% of the time, brothers, y'all ain't really doing nothing in that bedroom. Y'all can sit there in front like y'all want to, and that's okay. And God bless you and all that good stuff. But that's not always the case. So 90% of the time, it ain't even the sex. 90% of the time, a woman becomes more attached to you emotionally and then physically. You need to know that, girl code, ladies. Don't hate me for giving it away. So we are already so attached to that. Now once the sex comes into play, and if the sex is okay, then we like, yeah, in our mind, it's like, we can work with them. Or it's unfortunate that sometimes when we land with you, we thinking about the next ninja, and that's sometimes, make us feel good. I'm just being honest. Maybe it was me. I'm keeping it all the way apart. But there was plenty of times that I faked. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought about some stuff that went down about 5, 6 years ago before I met you. And I'm like, you know what I mean? So y'all gonna hate me. I don't care. But it's really not all the time the sex, it's just who you are. So we fall in love with that. And when a woman, we look for you, we need y'all to a certain degree. We need that protection. We need that provider. Because as now, don't get me wrong, if you got the women out here that are selfish, that's not into that providing and taking care of their man and doing what they got to do, then you know what? Houston, we got a problem, because you do got some selfish ass women out here. You got these women out here that's definitely looking for a come up. They, out here, paper chasing, and then trying to come up. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the women like myself and gazillion others that always had to have our back up against the wall, where we got to pay rent, we got to pay, we got to do everything. And then we looking at you like, why are you here? Honestly speaking, what do I need you for? What do I need you for? I just think that it's a shame when you are with someone and you guys are together, and I've watched women over the years do everything. I'm serious. Take care of the kids, provide the food, go to work, come home, wash the clothes, help them with homework. Then they expect you to be a freak in the bed for them. Let me tell you something. When a man is not doing what he's supposed to do for a woman, you got to understand the kitty cat does not function. Plain and simple. And if it does function, she's giving you some pity pooty, because maybe she felt bad because she ain't give you none for about 2 or 3 weeks. And half of the time when she giving you the pity coochie, she ain't even, her mind ain't even there. And a man can tell when a man is not taking care of their woman, don't nothing function. And that's me. If shit ain't right at home, ain't nothing working around here. And for a woman to have to wear the pants and the skirt, I think it is the biggest insult that anybody can do is selfish. And my thing is, if you at the point where she's becoming more of a liability than an asset, why are you wasting time? See, like I said, and a lot of you women out here, if you're going through it, you better check yourself because you got men that will literally sit there and watch you struggle. I've had my share of these dudes, yo. It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I would prefer to struggle by myself than to have someone and I'm struggling. And I gotta lay, and you laying in a beautiful king size bed with 1,000 count sheet. You know, you living a life. Cause up in here is always a vibe. You know what I mean? You laying up in here and you're not doing anything, or you decided that now all of a sudden your pockets is dry. And I hate a man that always somebody he ain't never got it. So I had to have my back up against the wall. I had to wear the pants and the skirt. And I got to the point I'm not doing that anymore. If I'm gonna wear the pants and the skirt, let me wear the pants and the skirt and be by myself. Let me be by myself. Fair exchange, no robbery. We don't have. I don't want you for anything. Because let me tell you how I am now. It costs for conversation. It's going to cost you for conversation. I don't even want you talking to me. Don't worry. Listen, when brothers found out, this is real talk. When brothers found out recently that I was back on the market, and they found out like, yo, D free. I swear to God, they was coming like goddamn vultures. I'm like, nah, I'm good, because that ain't never been a problem for me, ever, honey. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Listen, I done got I told you. Listen, I got invited to go away to a trip to Aruba about a month ago. I'm good. I paid for everything that I always wanted to take you out. Come on, this, that, and the third. I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate that, but I'm good. Listen, if you want to go hang out, if you want to go away for the week, I got it all. Got it all. And I'm like, wow, I'm like saying to myself, like the thirst is real. But I'm like, no, I'm never gonna wear the pants and the skirt again in a relationship. Allow me to be the woman that I am, because I'm very girly. The only time that the man side gonna come out of me, and when I say the man side, I mean as far as my attitude, and I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm cursing, I'm being less than a lady because I'm angry, I'm hurt, is when a person pushed me to that point. And I'm sure a lot of women can identify that. No woman needs to walk around here, you know, wearing a pants and a skirt. And then ask yourself as a man, like, why am I here? Because I'm going to ask you, why are you here? What are you here for? You're here, it's selfish, because if you don't want to do it, let somebody else come and do it. Because let me tell you something, men. What's old to you is always new to the next man. You really need to understand that. What's old to you, you may look at like, you know what, man, I don't want D no more. Me and D good, but now I'm over that. I don't need that. And I'm looking at you too, like I'm good. I don't need that. Even like what's old to me is new to the next chick. I just say good luck to the next chick. I just hope that you are able to treat her better than you treated me. I don't wish you no ill. I'm just glad that all my exes like, yo, I'm not in that space. You don't even understand the freedom of it. Like, yo, I ain't worried about what you're doing with. Boy, good luck. Good luck to the next chick. Because sometimes men that I've had in my life and relationship, yo, they made it so difficult to love. So it was like, nah, good luck. I'm not doing that anymore. This ain't that. And like I said, I'm not wearing the pants and the skirt in a relationship. So, talking about relationships, what are some of the things and what is the reason why our relationships don't last? Let me tell you what I learned in my lifetime why I believe relationships really don't last. Relationships ain't relationshiping like it used to relationship back in the day. Told you I'm always using my own words. I think that relationships today, for one, is overrated. For two, I think that everybody right now is just here for the now. Nobody is here for the forever. Nobody is here. Like I watched a video with Viola Davis, and she referenced her wanting a relationship for a long time. She referenced it into a clip that came in the Golden Girls, and she was saying that I forget which one of them was talking about a relationship, and they were asked about a relationship, and they said something to the degree that the reason why relationships are the way they are now is because nobody wants that forever no more. Nobody wants to be around for the long haul no more. Nobody wants to be around for the health scares. Nobody wants to be around for the tears. And just as much as we uh The OJs had a song called Cry Together. And one of the lyrics to the song, he said, just like we can, just like we enjoy the pleasure, we have to stand the pain. And I've always said that as much as we can enjoy the pleasure of it and we can lay in a bed and we can make passionate love and it can be whatever, but when things are not going the way that it's going to go, will you be there? Are you quick to just up and run and just walk away? Is it worth fighting for? Is my love fighting for? Is my love, the love you have for me, is it worth fighting for? I think for me and why relationships didn't really work out the way it worked out for me is because I was always the one that was I fought, but I didn't fight too much because I'm too prideful. I'm one of those women, whereas I would rather go to my family and to my associate, with my friends at the time, I would go to them and cry a river and talk. And, I can really be myself and be just as vulnerable and as sad and unhappy with them. But to me, showing that side of myself to my spouse at the time, to me, is show weakness. Now, maybe it was wrong on my behalf to not want to show that vulnerability because maybe they probably got the message taken as, all right, shit, she good. She don't act like she hurt. What I did bothered her. So, whatever. But I never allowed myself to be that vulnerable. I don't recall the last time that I cried to a man about how bad he hurt me in a relationship. I can't remember that. Because what I would do is I would quick to tell you that it's over, get out, get away from me. I don't want you. I don't want to be with you. I would do that than to literally sit in a man's face and cry and let him know how much he hurt me. Now, like I said, that could have been the gift and the curse. But I think that for me, the reason why out of my relationships, out of the five relationships I was in, the majority of the time too, I never really wanted to show that side of myself because I always thought by showing that side of myself that it allows them to take that for granted. So I'm not going to show that. You're not going to really see me at my lowest. You may walk out the door and I can be in here in the bed crying to where my nose is stopped up. I look like I was smoking weed. My eyes is red, puffy. You may think I had an allergic reaction to something. I can be going through all of that, but you'll never, 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 get to, really, really see that. You know what I mean? To see that in me. So I had to like seriously, try to put it all like, wow, did I really mess up majority of my relationships? I don't think so. I think that relationships, again, they don't work because nobody is there for the long run. Everybody is about instant gratification. Everybody want it now. Everybody, want it this way or want this one look this way. And we all have our preferences, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just so unfortunate nobody is fighting for their relationship some more because it's so easy to get over this one to get under that one. And women too, we make it more easier because we make it easy to a certain degree too, because we're not even trying to have these brothers where they really got to work hard for it. Everything is so like right there, everything, from the body to, my grandmother always said, she said, two things are open at 2 o'clock in the morning. She said, a bar and legs. Two things open in the morning, a bar and legs. So if anybody out there this time in the morning, that's what's going on. I'm like, yeah, bro, but that's that old school stuff. But I'm saying that to say a lot of times women don't even make it hard for a brother to work hard for stuff, and it's just so unfortunate that it's so easy, for women to just put it out there. Like women don't even care if you're in a relationship. Long as they can get what they can get from you, they're good. So like what is the purpose really? What is the purpose of having a relationship? Convince me that you know what, Deidre, I know how you feel. I know right now that you're in a space. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm not mad. I'm wiser. I'm wiser. I'm smarter. I'm more observant. I know my worth now more than I ever did. I put myself on a pedestal now because I know what I'm worth. I'm very selective now. I know what I'm looking for, and when it comes my way, if I gracefully embrace it, that's fine. If not, I'm okay with it. But I think now, as much as I used to always say, I know my worth. I know my worth now more than I ever did because it takes those trials and tribulations to go through what you're going through for you to be where you at. So relationships, especially when it comes to Black love, like, damn, what happened? Everybody is together. One minute you celebrating the love, and next minute, you changing your status like I did. You're like, damn, it's over. We're not together, and things like that. So that's the downside of it. Like, women wearing the pants and the skirt, relationships is not what it used to be for whatever reason, the cheating, the lying, the deceit, people. And nowadays, like I said, you really can't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody with my heart. I don't think I would ever trust another human being with my heart again. I don't think so, because people would pretend to be who you want them to be for a short period of time, and then later on, this is when you really get to see who they are. So I have to, stay in a safe place. I have to keep my heart guarded. And I said, you know what you do going forward, D? I make better decisions with my mind, because my mind will tell me off the rip, like, nah, that's a red flag. And I'm like, all right, I'm out. Throw up the deuces, I'm gone. But I'm not going to make better decisions, and I'm not going to make decisions with my heart no more, because I don't want it. I don't want it. I wish all of those well out there who's looking for a relationship. And if that's how you feel, I'm not knocking you. There's no judgment here. I wish you all the best. I pray to God that you find health. I pray that you find love. I pray that you find a husband, a wife, or whatever. But for this soul right here, I don't put all that in Pandora's box. And I'm gonna tell you something. It is for me, I feel great. I can literally get up in the morning and I could just feel like the only person that I'm responsible and accountable for in this lifetime is for myself and for my dog. Straight like that. I don't have to deal with those anxieties. Don't have to do the worrying of where he at, who he with, why he didn't call, or when I text him. You don't even understand. A relationship is a damn job. And has it declined, and can it be resurrected, or is it possible to find love? Absolutely. I'm never going to say that there isn't. It's a possibility for all of us, but for this lady right here, I'm like, nah, I'm out. Like, no, this ain't that, and we are not even going to try to even put it in those perspectives to look at it to say, what, sis, there is hope. I'm just hopeless right now. I'm just like, let me just, pause on that real quick. So yeah, that's pretty much how my insight is about love and about, wearing the pants and the skirt. Ladies, believe you me, please, please, please know your worth. Stop advertising it. Stop talking about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. And knowing your worth is categorized in so many different categories. You do not have to lower your standards for a lot of these goofies out here, because there are so many goofies. You don't have to lower your standards. My thing is for the men, if you meet a woman and you see that she's about something, you see that she's intelligent, you see that she's independent, you see that she's very well reserved, you see that she's very well spoken, you see that, she's just different. I think that for you, it should make you want to step up your game to say, you know what, this is someone that I can grow with. This is someone that we can be partners with. I read a meme the other day to the degree where it said, no, I don't want to go out and eat dinner and all that no more. Are we going to sit down and put together a business plan, for a business? Are we going to try to get together for a house and things like that? I'm like that now. Listen, we're going to go out for dinner. Let's go out for a business meeting. Let's go out, and maybe you could talk to me and give me some insight and help me with my business and how I can keep it going and, continuously to invest and to make it successful. I don't want to sit across the table no more with that. Tell me about yourself and what's your colors and all. I don't want none of that no more. That right there is played out. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm like, nah, that shit is for the birds. Like right now, I'm just focused, and I'm like I said, for all my sisters out here that's in these stuck and stagnant relationships, yo, let it go. Know your worth. You deserve more. First of all, you was doing 10 times better before you met him. And look in the mirror and think about it. And not everybody. That's another thing, because y'all quick to try to make it personal. If it don't apply, let it fly, right? But if you are with someone, and I know a lot of y'all out there in radio land, I know a lot of y'all out there that's in these relationship problems. And if you're not, that's good. That's cool. But for those who are in a situation that can say, like, well, damn, D, she talking to me. If you are in these different type of seasons with these men, even for the men, let me tell you, brothers, even for y'all, if y'all with these women that y'all look at as toxic, all she doing is got a hand out, want money, money, gimme, 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 gimme. She ain't trying to, she ain't even trying to sit at a table to try to say, babe, we need to try to build and try to get this business. If man or male or female, if the relationship is not relationshiping like it's supposed to relationship, then you need to jump ship. You need to throw the deuces out. Because don't you know when you in a toxic relationship or a unproductive relationship, it does nothing. It's not good for you because it makes you unproductive. Now you sitting around like them and y'all not doing anything. You know how many couples I see that's still doing the same thing over and over and over and still they haven't made it past goal because they are still stuck back then. And they know that they're toxic. They know they don't belong together. They know that this relationship ain't going nowhere, but they just continuously stick it out because it becomes normal to them. They are so accustomed and they are so immune to this behavior that they think that that's normal. It is not normal. It is not normal for anybody to come into your life, to come in and to tear you down. It's not normal. That means that their intentions were never good from the beginning. And it's sad that these brothers are walking out around here trying to be something that they're not to win our hearts over. And then when the lights are on, you looking and you like, yo, this is not the dude that I met. Or the guy's like, yo, this is not the woman I met. I know for a fact in my relationships, I know I've changed, but I've always changed for the better. I never was a toxic woman. I never was a woman to want to know where you at. I never was that. Because I'm not babysitting no grown ass man. I ain't with that. Where you at? Where you going? Who you with? What time you come back? It ain't even about that. Because I always believe that if you love me and if you know what you need to do when you leave this house, I pray that you represent the both of us. Because when I leave the house, you should pray to God that I'm representing the both of us as well, and I'm carrying myself as such. Even if I was given reasons to question and to over, just kind of look at, you're moving funny. I caught you in a couple of. This just ain't that with me. I never was that chick going through your phone or trying to put a GPS on your shit to see where I'm not. If I have to do all that, then guess what? Then you're not the man for me. If you have to do that with me, then I'm not the woman for you. I just don't want the toxicity no more. I think that we are at an age now in our life where it's about still trying to find our purpose, trying to walk in our purpose, trying to put these businesses together, just trying to be a better us before the lights is out and that's it. Because when you're gone, you're gone. Enjoy your life. It's unfortunately that a lot of us may never, ever, ever find true love, but we may find companionship. We may find a friend that we are both cool with just being friends, and we maybe can go, on a couple of trips together, you know, and we're cool with that, just having a companionship. A lot of us may be comfortable with that, but I'm relationship out right now. And I know a lot of women like myself that said that to me, like, yo, D, I'm relationship out. And that means that our tire is flat. Mentally, we don't have the mental stability anymore. Emotionally, we don't want to go through all that. I don't want to go through all that stuff no more. I just want to be unbothered, unattached, and focus here. Again, any woman, any man, because it goes both ways. Any woman that's wearing the pants and the skirt, any man that's wearing it, because a man can wear the pants and the skirt as well. You do have brothers out here that are taking care of an entire family, and the woman ain't doing nothing, absolutely nothing. It goes both ways. But know your worth. I know when there's children in the situation is a little bit difficult because it's hard to walk away because I have these kids. But do you think that you're doing your kids more of a service or a disservice? Because the worst thing you can ever do is stay and continue to raise your kids up in such toxicity and such an environment where there's absolutely no growth and no development. What do you think and how do you think they're going to go out in the world? They're going to grow up thinking that this is normal. So now they're going to go right into the same relationship pattern, the same trauma that they was brought up at home. Decisions have to be made. Why are we afraid to make decisions? Why do we feel that the world is going to come to an end when we have to make a decision to throw the deuces up in order for us to be happy, in order for us to just be in our own element? That's another thing. I'm unapologetic. If I called the relationship off, which I 9 times out of 10 I always did, because I never had a man just up and leave me, I didn't leave it. If I walked away from it, I had a reason to walk away from it. And when I walked away from it, prior to that, I've exhausted all the possibilities. And I just was like, you know what? This is a dub. Listen, I done emotionally already checked out. I done mentally checked out a long time ago. I'm just waiting for the heart to catch up with the mind. And when them two finally met each other, like, what's up? Where you been? How you doing? It was like, all right, go. I'm on go mode. You know what I mean? It was like, nah, you gotta, let it go. And that's what I did. But I did what I needed to do for me. Anything that I did, any relationship that I let go, any friendships that had to part ways, I did it for me. It never was about nobody else. It was about me. One thing in life, guys, we got to be okay with putting ourselves first. Oh God, I see so many people that got this shit in their head where they feel they put everybody before themselves. You are doing yourself the biggest disservice. You are killing yourself. You are mentally, emotionally breaking your whole being down. Why are you doing this? And y'all have to excuse the noise. Y'all already know I'm in a concrete jungle. Again, you're going to hear some kids in the hallway to me that 9:26, they should be in bed. You may hear a car outside. It's just, it is what it is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But anyway, but yeah, you're doing yourself a real big disservice when you feel you putting other people's needs before yours. What about me? I used to always say to myself when I used to cry at night in the bed, I used to say, what about me? Do I matter? Do somebody love me? Is somebody ever going to come and love me? It was things like that when I thought about my ex BB at the time. I used to say, I'm never going to find a love like that again. I promise you. And I haven't. I'm like, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to find a man like that man. See, I think God blesses us with people like that one time in our life. You get one. And I mean, I knew what it was to have somebody to love you unapologetically and unconditionally. That was that man. And I've never had that love ever since. And when I was in those situations, and I'm gonna tell you something too, I ain't gonna lie, it was sometimes I used to try to look for that in my other relationships. I would try to look for little, pieces of him in them. I did. And nothing. Felt null and void. I tried to look for that gentleness. I tried to look for that attentiveness. I try to look for that, the provider, the protector. You know, he was the type of person, he was always interested in what I have to say. He was always, so talk to me, babe, what's up with you? He always wanted to get in my head. Everything I said mattered. He always wanted to know about me. What woman want to be with a man and he not even asking her about herself? I've had that situation prior to this last relationship. I went through that with my ex years ago. It's not that often that he really sat down and asked me about myself. I had friends that tell me, like, Deidre, this man don't ask me nothing about me. He don't care about me. And I'm like, damn, that is the worst feeling to know that you are with someone and you are lying in the bed with someone that claims that they love you. And when it comes to you being with them, you're invisible or your opinions don't matter or they don't even ask you. When a person is interested in you, they're going to want to know everything about you every day. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to know how your day is going. They're going to know, they're just so interested and so intrigued on you. And it's like, damn, like I haven't had that feel since when I was in my 30s. I was like, damn, I'm like, I ain't never gonna get that no more. I'm never, ever, 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 ever gonna get that feeling again. That man, he really, really set the bar so high. But I tell you something, I'm grateful for that because I said if I never get to experience that type of love again, I just thank God that I was able to experience it because what it did was it did teach me that I know that I'm worthy of that kind of love. And you know what, Z, you're not a bad person. You're a good woman, you know. And like he always told me, he said, "Nah, D, it just take a certain type of man to handle you." He said, "I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of men ain't ready to handle you because they intimidated by you, because you have such a strong personality. You don't require a lot." You don't ask a lot. And like my father always told me and my sister, them, a woman that don't ask for nothing deserve everything. And he always said to me, my ex at the time, he said, nah, he said, you just, you one of those sisters that, you know who you are. You're not afraid, to articulate what you want and what you need and things like that. And a lot of men just can't deal with that because they weak. They weak or they agenda, they on a different type of time than you. That's not, what they're trying to do with you. Their intentions are not there like that. They're either looking for a good time, they're coming to you, they're looking for help, they're not looking for love. He would break things down like that because over the years that me and him, even though we weren't together for years, we have always, always stayed in touch. And I can always call him and talk with him. Even when he was in his relationships, he will always make the time. I'm here. I got you. Don't worry about it. Whatever you need. I don't care what it is. You know, we talk because we still have that bond to this day. To this day, we have that bond. And he always said to me, don't ever let a man ever make you feel that you are less than. The man cannot come to you and do right by you or don't want to do right by you, don't you sit there and take the blame for that. That's him. But you leave him alone. He's not for you. And I say that to anybody, male or female. If you're with somebody and they're not doing right by you, you don't need them. Stop questioning that shit. Stop going to other people asking them questions about the damn person that you with. You know the person that you with. If he or she ain't worth shit, then they ain't worth shit. You know, you got to get up and put on them big drawers and you got to walk away and you got to say, you know what, I'm done. You got to know when to walk away and call, throw the towel in. Know when to say, you know what, I'm done. This is it. It ain't going to work. I'm tired. I don't want it no more. That's just basically how the cookie crumbles sometimes, but know your worth. You know, again, let me recap back what I said. We are no longer wearing the skirts and the pants in a relationship. Ladies, if we have to wear the skirt and the pants in a relationship, then you don't need the relationship. You can never, ever, ever don't listen. For those who are still in love or believe in love and want love and think love is going to save the day for them, I wouldn't say give up on love, but love yourself more. Love yourself more. Put yourself first. Put your needs first. I know this all cliche and I don't care. I'm always going to talk about that, because we just out here, we're not even living, we existing, put yourself first, leave all that alone. Take time out for yourself. And anyway, we're going to come to a close. I'm going to call it a night, and go in there and relax a little bit. But you guys already know it was a pleasure. I thank you again. Please do not forget to follow me, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. And always remember to hit that notification, just in case, you guys will be notified when I've uploaded another video. And please don't forget to follow my podcast on Anchor FM and Spotify. You guys know again that you can definitely watch my podcast live on Apple, Google. There's so many other ones right now. My mind is like in the days right now. So anyway, I'll be able to post the links later on. But that's all I have to say. And you guys have a good day. And that's pretty much it. Talk to you soon. Bye.